How did we get here? Well, in many places, primary and secondary education is broken. Schools have lost sight of their core mission of educating children. Some education leaders prioritize social agendas and progressive ideology over academic progress. This negatively impacts children's success. It leaves them ill-prepared to enter a competitive workforce. We are the committee with jurisdiction over federal K-12 funding, and we have a responsibility to examine this broken system. Our kids will spend roughly 15,000 hours in school between kindergarten and 12th grade. If they are not learning, what are they doing? I'm not sure throwing more money at the problem is the solution. The committee needs to determine root causes concerning the state of public education and how to fix it.
As we consider the challenges facing public school teachers today, there is one statistic that worries me the most. The majority of American parents do not want their children to become teachers. The number one reason we have to appreciate when we're talking about root causes like Senator Cassidy mentioned, the number one reason teachers leave the profession is the pay. The number one reason parents don't want their children to become teachers is the pay. So the number one solution to addressing the issues we face must be increasing teacher salaries. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share my love of teaching and insights from my classroom. My name is John Arthur, as you said, and again, I am the 2021 Utah Teacher of the Year, a National Board Certified Teacher, and a proud member of the National Education Association. For the last 11 years, I have dedicated my professional life to uplifting and educating the children at Meadowlark Elementary, a Title I public school in Salt Lake City. My mother, who was a Korean immigrant, was one of those parents. Suka Arthur, like so many immigrant parents, wanted me to grow up to be a doctor or a lawyer. When I finally worked up the courage to let my mother know that I was going to be a public school teacher, she asked, "Doctor teacher?" I said, "No, I'm an elementary school teacher." I don't want to read into the record what my mother said after that, but she was upset. Not because she didn't respect teachers, quite the opposite. In Korea, teachers hold a position of high esteem and receive high pay, prestige, and respect. That's what my mom wanted for her son. That's what doctors and lawyers receive in the United States, and that's what I want for every public school teacher in this country: high pay, prestige, and respect. You used to be able to raise a family on a teacher's salary. Now, the only reason I'm able to be a public school teacher is because my wife makes much more money than me. In teaching, prestige is rooted in relationships and professional practices, and there is no relationship more important than the ones we build with our students and their families. When I became a teacher, I knew I wanted to plant deep roots, teach in one school, and build powerful relationships with parents for the next 30 years. Sometimes when I'm writing really fast, I accidentally miswrite parents as partners because that's how I see them. I'd like to thank, in this moment, it's like the Oscars here, I'd like to thank every parent I've ever partnered with in my classroom. We teachers also build communities of our own. In my first year of teaching, I saw teachers in my district step outside the comfort of their classrooms to advocate and champion the children in mine. I was inspired by them, and that's why I joined the Salt Lake Education Association, the Utah Education Association, and the National Education Association, because I wanted to be a champion for our public school teachers and children just like them. In my second year of teaching, I saw teachers delivering lessons and carrying on conversations with kids like conductors in an orchestra. And when I found out that they were all national board certified teachers, I said, I want that too. So I was immediately embraced by a community composed of our country's most accomplished educators. I pursued my national board certification, and I learned that no teacher survives in isolation and thrives alone. In order to strengthen the teaching profession, we have to support and uplift the communities and organizations that make teachers strong. Teachers are driven by a powerful need to be better for the children we serve. That's why we pursue advanced degrees and certifications. During my Master of Arts in Teaching program, I began working with two students. One of them had dyslexia, and the other one had an emotional disturbance, had been identified in that way. I realized very quickly that I did not have the tools to support these kids the way they needed to be. So I already had one student loan going, so I said, rack it up. And I added a second master's degree program to my caseload, to my workload. I got a special education master's in education. And I recognize now that in order to increase the level of respect that people have for teachers, all we need to do is shine a spotlight on our best and brightest educators, elevating the excellence that America's teachers exemplify. Senators, there are teachers in your home states that are right now leading from their classrooms, and all you have to do is show the public the wonders that they are, and the hearts of even our harshest critics can be moved. You remember my mother, who did not want me to be a teacher. Just before she passed away, she left me this email. She said, "Hi, son, this is Omma. I just want to say I am so proud of you as a teacher. You're a great teacher. You're a wonderful son. I love you." I followed my heart into teaching, and my love for teaching won my mother's heart too. We can do this. Thank you.